So I was on Twitter, a place where all that's good in the world goes to die. And I went down, it was a light rabbit hole, but still, there was just so much feces at the bottom of this hole. But I want to share it with you because there's a lot to discuss on here for safety reasons. So yeah, let's dive in. Oh, before we dive in, hi, my name is Shayna. I'm a journalist. I talk a lot about decentering men, child-free living, and I'm also moving to Spain in like a few days. So if any of that sounds like a vibe, please like, share, and subscribe. And things are getting I'm lightly stressed. There's literally no pressure for this, but if I say anything that resonates and you want to share super thanks, much appreciated. Anyway, let's dive in. So, the Olympics was going on. Is it still going on? No, I think it just concluded. So, and there were a lot of not okay things that happened during the Olympics. I will be diving into other versions of those later on, but some of them involved the international phenomenon of men being insufferable. So one thing that came up was in regards to a lot of the very like younger people that were there, especially when it comes to the women. So this user says, this is what men gamble their net worth for. And then there are, and look at the views, 58 million views, right? And people are just thirsting after this child. She's either 16 or 17. She's very pretty, and she's a baby. And then a bunch of people, especially women and femmes, were talking about this. This is a child. And then I just dug a little. I just scrolled a little bit, and Robin, he posted some things that were coming up that were just so unsettling. So let's read those together. So right up top, it says her name is Embla. I'm not going to try and pronounce that. Madeline, there's too many consonants next to each other, is 17 years old, but the age of consent in Norway is 16. The fact that that even showed up so immediately, concerning, disgusting. Let's continue down below. This girl is a minor, but she is clearly physically mature, for i.e. past puberty, commonly between the age of 10 to 14 for girls, which does not make her a child, as the word is commonly understood around the world, since the age of consent is usually 14 to 16 for this exact reason. Ew. And then this person down over here, the Kamala Harris fan, yikes, who's also begging for subscribers. I'm just gonna, don't follow them. They're disgusting. Clearly. They say reiterates, the age of consent in Norway is 16. She is 17. You people just want to conflate yearning for youthful women with effing babies, which you libtard. Ugh, jeez, you can tell. So proudly embellish. Get effed. And the most important part of this whole uncomfortable discourse comes next. This right here is where it all began for me. And I have to censor all of this. I'm with my mom, so please don't mind me. She's right. So any person that can tell you the age of consent what the age of consent is in different regions is a pedo. Period, point blank. Because why have you done so much research to find out what children you are or are not allowed to thirst over in different regions of the world? Why are you putting in so much energy towards this? And this got me thinking about other signals that pedos, people that, whether they have done it, want to do it, or constantly think about it, right? The only difference is like, have you done it yet? There are different ways that they signal, or the communities around them signal, hey, this is a person that is unsafe for children. And I want to talk about some of those reasons, some of those ways that they signal. As of right now, literally just off the top of my head, I have 4 of them, but I would love to hear other ways that I didn't mention that you think should be added to this list. Because we gotta, listen, I'm very proactively, proudly, joyfully child-free. My thing is, I love kids too much to just have them just because. I love other people's babies. Because I love other people's babies so much, we got to protect them babies. And by we, I just mean society, right? The poor babies. So let's try and protect some babies right now. So one, I deeply side-eye any man that talks about women hitting the wall at 30 or 25. Or when men talk about women hitting a wall so early in life, it automatically makes me go, wow, you aim to get as close to illegal as possible. And then you shame people for being actual adults. You shame women and femmes for being actual adults. It's a signal of how much they prefer increasingly young women, not women, so sorry, increasingly young women, because really it's only like 18. You're still a baby. Children, teenagers. It shows how much they enjoy young women slash teenagers. Arguably a lot of them aren't even teenagers. They're one of the nastiest things that I heard when I was younger was when we talk about the teenage pregnancies, and you're just like, oh my goodness, look at all of these young girls who are pregnant. Oh, there must be so many teenage fathers too. The majority of the young girls that get pregnant in middle school, high school, those are grown men who have fathered those children. Grown men. Let's continue on in the new handy dandy. It was in the rain, so it's a little a little crunchy, but that's fine. Next one: men who follow children on social media accounts. Why are you following children on social media? And while you do have to do like a light amount of digging for it, who people follow is generally public information, especially on Instagram. Like, we see the number of children that you follow. Hide your kids is what it's signaling. Next one: men who talk about how grown an obvious child looks just because they're developing early, or just because puberty is hitting them early in certain ways, whether that's breast development, whether they have like a slightly bigger butt, it's clearly a child, clearly 10, 11, 12, 14, 15, 16, like clearly a baby, but they talk about how grown they are, or things like that. Words like that, specifically grown, especially in the Black community. It's signaling, why are you looking at that baby like that? I mean, we know why you're looking at that baby like that, but somebody get him out of the society. Like, kick him to the curb. Burn the curb. And then this is a last one that isn't necessarily what they do or they say, but what the community around them does and says. Men whose family members hide their kids from them, or that whether it's the kids or like the cousins, older or younger, or just people referred to as creepy. The creepy uncle, the creepy. We know what that means. We know what that means. It's a signal. It's a very, very poorly hit signal, but it is still like around the topic of this is an unsafe person for children. And there are so many more signals that the unsafe people for children to be around are doing because of the advent of social media. So those are the 4 that came to my head immediately, but I would love to know your thoughts. Let's compile a list, guys. Please tippity type them away in the comment section. Yeah, we really need, please tippity type them away in the comment section. I'm gonna talk to you guys later. Stay safe out there. Bye-bye.